This conference will now be recorded.
First of all, let me write entry questions on client scripts. What is client script? When and where it client scripts in service. Okay, guys, these are all entry questions are very frequent asking on client scripts. First of all, what is client script? Just we have to give the definition to the interviewer. Okay, what is client script? Client scripts are going to use and validate the form so use it to field make mandatory, optional, redundant, writable, visible, invisible, and do other operation also. So what we do with client scripts? So these all operations, right? Okay, client scripts are mainly running from client side. Okay, it is used to mainly change the behavior of the form. So when and where we write the client script in ServiceNow. So when you want to apply some validations while loading the form or submitted, change particular field value and listed it. These all the scenarios we can apply the client script on the browser. So how many types of client scripts in ServiceNow? We have four types of client scripts in ServiceNow: on load, on submit, on change, on select it. So client scripts are running for client side or server side? Client side only. I explain use the each client like use of each client script. So onload client script get execute when the form is loaded. On submit client script get execute when the form is submitted. On change client script will get execute when the form particular field value changes. And similarly, on select will be executing on the list view. So when customer try to update the cell value from list view, so that will be preventing the user. And can we run the client script on the specific view? Yes. How can you run like a client script on specific view? So while creating this this client script on specific view means, so when you selected the global, it will be running for all views. That will be desktop view and default view and other views also. So if you remove that global checkbox, it is asking to run on a specific view. So if you want to run globally for all views, you can select global. If you want to run a specific view, that view you have to select. Okay, so global is always best practice. And in case if you want to run a specific view, the view you need to select. Okay, clear? And next one is, so how to run onload client script in on change? See, if you select on change client script, okay, automatically generate the on change template. In on change template, we have separate parameter called is loading. Is loading parameter is equivalent to onload client script. So this particular client script get executing every time while form loading or changing the field value both sides, like both time. Okay. So this is the way how to call like a client like on change client script into the onload client script into on change client script using by the is loading. Okay. So tell me the parameters in on change client script. How to tell these all the parameters: control, old value, new value, is loading, is template. These five parameters are available in on change template. And similarly, we can go with on select also. Okay, no need to remember this default template not required. And when you're selecting type of client script, automatically this script template will be generated. And move to next question. So what is the difference between UI policy and client script? This is the general question. Very, very, very important for every interview. So what is the difference between UI policy and client scripts? UI policy and client scripts both are executing from client side only within browser. UI policy maximum we can use out of the box, but client scripts we can be able to write the scripting. And sometimes they'll ask the one more question: can we write any script in UI policy? You can say yes. You will be able to write script in UI policy also, but that is not recommended. But when you want to write any complexity kind of validations, then we can go for client script. So when you're going to applying the any conditions, simple conditions on the form, then we can go for UI policy. And next one is coming to scenario one. I have written two client scripts and two UI policies on the same table. That is instant. Which will execute fast? So ServiceNow system can prefer first of all client script get execute, later UI policy will execute. And scenario two, and category field made mandatory through UI policy, and same field done mandatory through client script also. What would be the final result? But here mandatory, here unmandatory, not mandatory, unmandatory. So what is the final result? Now let me show practically. First of all, you can navigate it to incident table. It's a very important question. Click on create new. It's real case scenario. You can take any field category. So category field I want make mandatory UI policy. Right click, configure, go to UI policy, create new UI policy, and when that field you want to make mandatory, if you want to apply any condition, you can apply the condition, or else directly we can apply the action. Category field is mandatory. Okay, so if you want to apply any condition, you can apply condition. If not required, leave it out. So every time when the form is loaded, okay, this UI policy will get execute and perform the action. And what is the one more major difference between UI policy and client scripts? UI policy will be executed only once when the form is loaded, but client script get executed every time when the form is loaded or submitted, change the field value, and try to change the list value from like a cell value from the list. Okay, see, let me save it first. And scroll down, go to UI policy action, click on new, and which field you want to make mandatory, that field you can select over here, category, submit it. So I have to fulfill this mandatory, right? Mandatory true. So once again, you can open this and mandatory true, then you can update and update UI policy. Okay, I have successfully created one UI policy. Now let me check whether it is working properly or not. How you can check? Again, navigate to incident form. Yes, category field made mandatory through UI policy. Same field I want unmandatory through client scripts. Can we do it? Yes. Navigate it to client script directly. Right click on the formatter. Go to configure and client scripts and click on client scripts. And the table is incident. UI type is all. Type is loading. So when the form is loaded, immediately that field is not mandatory. How you can mandatory unmandatory the field? General score form dot set mandatory. Which field you want to unmandatory? Field in name we have to pass, and second parameter say false. And you tell me guys, what is the final output? Category field became a mandatory or not mandatory?
Not mandatory.
Why not mandatory?
Client script executes first.
But
Then-
client script execute first when,
Yeah,
for example, if you created two client scripts on the form, two UI policies on the same form. ServiceNow system engine can prefer, first of all, client script get execute, then UI policy. But condition wise, what happened? So UI policy will be executed. So when you apply the like a duplicate condition, that moment the policy will be executed. So I have applied the condition, right? What is the condition I have applied by policy? Category field is mandatory. Okay. And the same field is unmandatory for client scripts. The final result would be mandatory only. So in this case, what happened? UI policy will be executed. Let me check it out. Yes. The final output would be category is mandatory. Clear guys, this one? Or any questions? It's very, very, very important in interview also. It's a scenario based question. I have created one UI policy and I have created one client script. UI policy I have will make mandatory and through client scripts I have made unmandatory. So what is the final result? Okay, in this case only UI policy will be executed. The final result would be so UI policy action. Is it clear or not? Guys, clear or any questions?
Yes, clear.
Okay. Next one, you can write UI actions in 3 questions. Yes, these 5 topics are very, very, very important in development part. If you prepared only these 5 topics, everybody will be able to crack the interview yourself without anybody help. Not required to prepare other topics. Other topics that may be mandatory sometimes, sometimes not mandatory. But always you should prepare these all 5 topics. What are the 5 topics I told? Transcripts and UI actions, notifications, and it's very, very big topic in ServiceNow platform. Business rules, and then ACL, access control list. Okay, already 3 topics are complete, right? So today I can start business rules also. First of all, let me finish in 3 questions on your actions. You tell me guys, what is your action? Anybody? Anybody tell me what is your action? Tell me guys.
Some action need to perform when we click on any button.
Yes. So your action may be determined by button or link. When we click on that button or link, some code will be executed behind it, what you written into it. So perform the operation automatically when you click on that button. Okay, so in this case, you can creating by the UI action, you can providing the so friendly user interface or better user interface to customer. So where we can place the UI action, form header and form context menu, list context menu, like a list banner button, list bottom button, and list choices. We have different places we can like keep your UI action. And now, so UI action client or server side. Tell me guys, UI action
Both.
client to server side. Yes, both. So by default, UI action will be run on the clients like a server side. Okay. And when you want to run the client side, so what we need to do?
Enable client.
Client checkbox
Yes.
enable.
Can we run UI action? It's the most important question in interview also. Can we run UI action in client side? Yes, you can say yes. Yes, we can run UI action in the client side. Okay. So in UI action form, we have one checkbox called client. When you enable that checkbox client, automatically it will be show one on click field. In on click field, we have to provide so client side function, then we have to define the methods like a properties we can use it. So can we run UX on the client side? Tell me how to do it. So can we run UX in client side? You can say yes. You will be able to run client, like a UX in the client side also. Tell me how to do it. Explain the process. So we have to enable the checkbox client. Then only it will be allowed to write the on a click function. And the fifth one. What is the fifth one? How to call client script. Same. Sorry. How to call. How to run. Same UI action in server side. Tell me the syntax. So we have to define the syntax. GSFT submit, and we have to tell remaining properties. Null and G underscore form element, G underscore form get form elements, and the third one is we have to pass the UI action name, and the sixth one, can we send notification to UI action as, tell me how to importance of condition field. So condition field is to showing and hiding the UI action based on the condition according to your business requirement. Okay, these all entry questions are very frequently asking in UI actions. And same topic I have covered. What is event registry? How to create new event registry. And last question, how to call event in your action. Actually, guys, this is about your action interview questions. These all questions are asking very frequently in every interview. So before attending any interview, please prepare well these all interview questions. And answers you can find in Google, like you can Google it, or else community site, so you can get the all the answers. Or else you can prepare my, you can like see my interview question book also. Okay. And next one, I'm going to talking about scheduled jobs. The topic is scheduled jobs. Let me open the documentation. Just a minute. Let me open the documentation. So now let's talk about lesson number 11. This is scheduled jobs. First of all, we should know what is scheduled jobs. Already I given very brief agenda. So what are the things I'm going to be covering in scheduled jobs? So scheduled jobs overview and scenarios where we can use scheduled jobs and scheduled job tables, scheduled job states, who will create and a new scheduled job, create a new scheduled job, I can working with exercise, how to share report to scheduled job, how to create a scheduled job template, and how you can send notification to scheduled job. These are all the things we can cover into scheduled jobs. So scheduled jobs are automated piece of work that can be performed at a specific time or recurring schedules. So scheduled jobs are automated piece of work means nothing but, so when you want to send a notification or when you want to send the like when you want to say like update any records through schedule time, so we have to create the scheduled job. Scheduled jobs are determined, it's an automated piece of work, and these all activities performed automatically by the system as per the schedule time. And sometimes scheduled jobs are used to generate the report. That report can say to recipients who are the responsible to get the report. Scheduled jobs are usefully way to automate the like a process in ServiceNow and need to remove some of the administration burden. For example, I want to create one report. That report I want share to like some ex-person. Some ex-person is responsible to get that report. How can you share the report? How can you share the report, guys? You know how to share the report. There are multiple ways to share the report. So that thing will be covering that report application. So we can automate the following task below. Automatically generate and schedule an entity of records such as incident, change item, configuration item from template. Automatically run and distribute a report or generate a record, that is like incident, problem, change, configuration item, and template, right? Suppose when you want to create one incident, problem, or change automatically through template, I don't want to create incident ticket manually. So how to achieve it? What's we can automate the following tasks below. So scheduled jobs are to create, automatically generate and schedule entity of record, and automatically run and distribute a report. Generate a record means create a record. The incident, problem, change, configuration item automatically from template based on the schedule time. So we can be able to run the business rule and do whatever rules are contained, like conditions meet, scheduling at the end of the month, scheduling of the weekdays, scheduling of the particular specific intervals. So we do your task automatically. Some scenarios where we can use schedule jobs in ServiceNow, just you can follow the is all to get more knowledge on the schedule jobs. Okay, directly I can jump into practical session. So schedule job tables. Okay, when you create any schedule job, that schedule job can store into sys auto script. So what about schedule import set? So when you import set schedule, that schedule import can store into import sets. So sys auto template. all the template generation are going to show this template, right? Table. No need to remember this all the table names, but okay, just I have given for understanding. So what are the tables are like using to store the records into respect to table. Okay, clear guys. And next one is scheduled job states. Scheduled jobs can be any one of the following states, and we have different states in scheduled jobs: ready, running, queued, and error. So when you got this message, jobs is ready to run, the next schedule intervals as per the schedule time. And when the scheduled job state is showing is running, jobs is the process carrying out the task, still running, like waiting to run the task. And a queue, the same thing, job has been added to the scheduler, but it will be running based on the schedule time and once compared the before one. And error finally, so once you got the any error in your scheduled job, so you will get the schedule error. That information also we can store into schedule logs. So now I'm going to show creating a new schedule job. So automate generation and distribute of a report. So mainly we're using schedule jobs to generate and distribute of the report. How you can generate the report, how you can distribute a report. So why we need to just like distribute a report. So before going to working with this topic, okay, first of all we need to understand the report. So once you understand the report, then you will be able to understand very easily the schedule job and how we can run the report and share that like report to respect to customers. Clear guys? So we can't cover this one directly. So once completed that report application, report is a one more application in the ServiceNow. Once it's clear, once it is completed, then we can working with schedule jobs. Okay, so you can prepare these all the scenarios, guys. It's very, very important. Vishwanath, please go ahead.
Yeah, just one doubt. Like, is a scheduled job only for reporting part, or I mean, like if suppose there's an incident and automatically we have to close it after 2 days or
Yes.
something like that, can
Yes.
we also use for that?
Absolutely correct. Yes, Vishwanath. I have given very clearly in that we can automate the following task. Okay.
Okay.
Generate nothing but create the incident problem change, update incident problem change automatically. Okay, system. So
Okay.
then we can create the schedule. I can show you practically. Don't worry.
Okay.
It's very
Okay.
simple, but very, very important. For example, I want to update all tickets where the status is result, and what are the tickets are resolved in last 1 month. Those tickets I want auto close.
Yeah.
Based on the schedule time, the scheduled job will be run and auto close the other tickets. I can show you practically. Don't worry, guys. If you want working with this application, first of all, we need to understand the report application. So tomorrow also we have class, guys. Okay. Tomorrow topic is reports. Once the report is completed, then we can move to scheduled jobs. Tomorrow class will be 10 to 11. Okay. Okay, guys. I'm going to join a class.
Okay, sir. Thank you.